Hello everyone, my name is Natalia Spiridonova and I'm originally a Russian lawyer and a PhD in law. I was recently admitted to California Bar Association and became California licensed attorney and wanted to share my experience. Many people reached out to me and asked about my path towards California bar license and about any advice and tips and hints how to obtain it. I decided that it will be helpful for everyone to keep this information in one place, and for me also to structure all the information I have up to this moment. California bar admittance requires three elements. The first one is the California bar exam itself. The second one is multi-state professional responsibility exam, and the third one is positive moral character determination. I will focus my video on the first element on California bar exam and how to study for it, but I will also briefly mention the second two elements. Multi-state professional responsibility exam is much easier than California bar examination. It consists of 60 multiple choice questions, so no essays, no writings, no anything. It is about ethics of lawyers and about prospective responsibility and liability of a lawyer towards California Bar Association. It is, again, as I said, quite easy, and I would recommend to sit for this exam and to pass it, to have this done as early as possible, maybe before California bar examination. So when you will have your results of California bar examination, you will be all set and good to go to obtain your license. Both Themis and Barbri, all commercial course providers, offer free option of preparation for multi-state professional responsibility exam. So you will not need to spend any money for commercial course to study for this exam, and just register for it. It is held, I would say, 3 times a year, as far as I know, in March, in August, and in November, maybe. Double check this and register for one. The third element, positive moral character determination, is the thing that requires only your application and responses from your ex-employers and from your colleagues, from people who can endorse your positive moral character. And it takes some time, so submit this application as early as possible. Based on my experience, it took 3 months, maybe 3.5 months, but other people's positive moral character determinations took more than half year, and I know cases when it was like almost 1 year. So think about this step as early as possible. Now let's focus on California bar examination, and I will be speaking about foreign lawyers admittance, because for graduates of JD program the process is much easier, and to be honest, the JD graduates, they're very good to go with this exam. They're quite ready for it after the JD program. So I will focus on the foreign lawyers sitting for California bar examination. What is this California bar examination? It is quite demanding exam that consists of 2 days. The first day consists of 5 essays. For each of which you will have 1 hour to write it, and of 1 performance test, which is an assignment when you are getting some number of documents by the examiners, and you are asked to prepare a legal memo or legal opinion or a closing arguments for jury, and so on, some kind of legal document, and you will have 1.5 hours to do this. So the first day includes 5 essays, 1 hour each, and 1 performance test, 1.5 hours. And in sum, it will be 6.5 hours, which is quite a lot. The second day is multiple choice day. You will get 200 multiple choice questions, which you will need to do during 6 hours. So you will have 1 minute and 38 seconds, if my calculation is correct, for each question. And it's not a lot because you will have to read the question, and sometimes they are quite lengthy, and you will need also read the options and choose the best one. So this is what you need to have in your head for what you are preparing and studying. I will also cover the registration part and the eligibility part because I get some questions about that. You will have to check your eligibility as soon as possible and before you start the registration process. For foreign lawyers, there are 2 grounds of eligibility for California bar examination. The first one is your membership in bar association in your home jurisdiction. So basically you are an attorney in your home jurisdiction, and you will be an attorney applicant for California bar examination. In such case, your registration process will be quite easy. You will just need to present some certificate or some document from your home country bar association that will certify that you are actually their member. And that's it. The California Bar Association will verify this document and will admit you to the California bar examination just on this ground. If you're not an attorney in your home jurisdiction, and that was my case, for example, I'm not an attorney in Russia, my jurisdiction, you will need to satisfy 2 elements again to be eligible on this second ground. The first element is that you are able to practice in your home jurisdiction and based on your legal education in your home jurisdiction. So you graduated from JD equivalent law school in your home jurisdiction. In Russia, it means that you graduated from bachelor program, and it was my case. For example, I hold a bachelor degree from Lomonosov Moscow State University, and I can practice law, except for criminal law, but generally I can practice law in Russia, and that's what California Bar Association needs. Be careful here, because I know cases when people from other jurisdictions, not Russia, that hold bachelor diplomas were not admitted to sit for California Bar Association because in their jurisdictions they are not able to practice law based on bachelor diploma, and they needed also master's diploma. But for Russia, and check your jurisdiction, you will be good to go with just bachelor diploma, with just some law school which is equivalent to JD in the US. If you have this requirement, you also will need 1 year LLM program in US, and particularly in ABA approved law school. There is a list of ABA approved law schools on the website of California Bar Association, but I will provide a link in the description of this video so you can very quickly check whether your law school falls in this list, is included in this list. So check this, but I think that most likely it is included in this list. And here is a tricky moment. Not only your law school where you are studying at LLM program needs to be ABA approved law school, but also your transcript needs to include some subjects that are required by California Bar Association. The most important thing that you need to register for professional responsibility class, and you will need to have it in your schedule, and you have to pass the exam and have it in your transcript. Also, California Bar Association recommends that you have at least 3 bar tested classes, bar tested subjects in your transcript. So, for example, this means that you need to have in your schedule, you need to get enrolled into one of the courses that are bar tested on California bar exam. Those include torts, contracts, constitutional law, business associations, corporations, criminal law, criminal procedure, civil procedure, wills, trusts, community property, and some others. Those are the most basic ones. In my case, I had in my schedule torts, contracts, constitutional law, property, and professional responsibility. So I was eligible based on my bachelor diploma in Russian law school, plus 1 year of LLM program in ABA approved law school with the particular subjects in my schedule and in my transcript that I had. I also know cases when people have LLM degree in ABA approved law schools, but because they did not study the subjects, the bar tested subjects that are in the requirements of the Bar Association, they are not eligible to sit for California bar examination. So be careful here and choose the subjects that California Bar Association requires from you. I will also leave a link to the requirements, to the guidelines that the California Bar Association provides in this regard, so you quickly double check and are good to go in this dimension. When you realize that you are eligible, you double check that, you can start your registration process. It is quite detailed on the website of California Bar Association, but still many people ask me how to do that, and I will briefly outline that. So you go to the website and you create an account and you register, fill some basic information. The registration fees, the very registration fees that just will make sure you will be able to proceed with proving your grounds for eligibility that we just discussed, that you are either attorney in your home jurisdiction or that you are able to practice law in your home jurisdiction, plus you will already graduated or will graduate from ABA approved law school in the US. So the registration fees are $150. I double checked that in my account before recording this video. So it's not quite expensive, but you need to still spend this money. And after that, after you registered and after you filled some necessary fields, you are able to proceed with evaluation of your diplomas. If you are not for an attorney applicant, but you are applicant on this second ground, you are just a legal practitioner in foreign jurisdiction. And here, California has much more flexible system than, for example, New York Bar Association, and I really like that. So it is based on the outsourced evaluation. California Bar Association has a list of organizations that they trust evaluation of diplomas of foreign lawyers that apply to sit for California Bar exam. I will also leave a link to the list of such organizations. And I also will leave contacts of the organization that did evaluation of documents for me. I was really content with the work they did for me, though I was very scared to send my original diplomas from Lomonosov Moscow State University and from the private school of private law, Russian School of Private Law. I was scared to send my original diplomas to Los Angeles from Sacramento, and I studied law in Sacramento and lived there at the time. But thanks God, everything went well, and I received my original diplomas back safely. After that, the evaluation organization sends directly to the California Bar Organization evaluation report, and it basically writes there that you can practice law in your home jurisdiction based on the documents that you provided to them. In such case, you are good to register for the California Bar examination. The registration fees are about $1,000, which is quite pricey, but it's worth it. And also, California Bar Association has very flexible refund policy, so you will be able to get back up to 75%, if I remember correctly, depending on the time period before which is left before the California bar examination. So, for example, if you are requiring a refund and telling the California Bar Association that you changed the mind and you will not be able to sit for the exam, 2 months before the exam you will get around 75% of the registration fees. If you do this 1 month before, it will be 50%, and so on. It's just to give you an idea of the flexibility of their refund policy. It is quite different from, for example, New York bar exam, because they forfeit your fees if you change your mind later, and they have no refund policy if you paid your registration fees and then decided not to sit for the New York bar examination. Your money is lost, unfortunately. So California Bar Association is very progressive in this dimension. So we covered the registration process, and it's not too demanding, but it just demands you being attentive to details and just take the steps timely. So let's talk about the preparation for the California bar examination. The first thing is the timeline, the time you need to spend for do the preparation, because it is about forming the good connections in your brain. So it is about the time you spend doing these tasks and thinking about this examination, and just delving into the California and US law. I started my preparation May 11th, 2024, and I finished it July 29th, 2024. So preparation took me around 10 or 11 weeks, and it sufficed. So it was sufficient for me to pass the exam. But there is an important moment to consider. I started preparation immediately after graduation from LLM program. So I had a lot of fresh knowledge about some bar tested subjects like torts, contracts, constitutional law, property, professional responsibility, and it helped me. Despite the fact that I did not study during my LLM program many bar tested subjects like civil procedure, criminal law, community property, still I had understanding of American law and of California law, and it really helped me. So if I sat for California bar exam without LLM program, just from 0 point, 2.5 months would not be sufficient to me, I believe. And if you are sitting for California bar exam as foreign attorney, for example, without LLM program, think about 4 months of preparation, maybe 5 months of preparation, not 1 year, because you will forget everything. I will be over prepared, which is also not very good for you, but about maybe 4 or 5 months, I would say. And here we are going to another question, is about resources you will need to prepare for the exam. It is connected to the time you will need to spend on this. The first and the most important source for preparation is a commercial course. There are several commercial course providers on the market, though the biggest ones are Barbri, Themis, Kaplan, and some else. The biggest two, of course, are Barbri and Themis. And what commercial course does for you is that it creates a flexible schedule adjusted for you of preparation for the bar exam. And it provides a plan of assignments for every day, for every week, and for every month of your preparation. And it adjusts depending on how you complete the tasks. So for example, if you skip one assignment one day, you will have this assignment on your plan the next day. If you skip several assignments, you will have them spread along your the days which are left for your preparation, and it is very, very, very useful. To be honest, I cannot come up with an idea how people can prepare without this flexible timeline, so it's very helpful. It's quite pricey, so they have two options. Basically they have more of them, but basically they have two options. The first one is for GD students, so it's like basic option. It costs around 1,700 or 2,000, and they also have a LLM option, which costs more than 4,000, maybe 6,000. It allows for more. It allows for longer access, not for like 10-11 weeks, but for several months, and it is customized for people who didn't have deep knowledge about American law. But I believe that if you graduated from LLM program, you already have some knowledge and you will be good with the just JD course, the basic one. But again, if you didn't study at LLM program, maybe consider choosing the big course, because you will need a long access to this. So the commercial course is a must, in my opinion. First, it creates a schedule for you, a flexible schedule of preparation, and it provides you lectures on each subject and assignments, writing assignments, and multiple choices. The lectures are different in their length, and Barbri and Themis are different in this dimension particularly. So Barbri has lectures 1 hour long, half an hour long, 1 hour 15 minutes long, so quite lengthy lectures, while Themis has quite short lectures. They are 7 minutes long, 10 minutes long, 15 minutes long. So just choose what is more convenient for you. I know that some people complain about the Barbri lengthy lectures, but I was good with it. The advantage of this is that I had not a lot of assignments every day, so I spent same time as Themis guys, but I had less assignments because each of them was bigger and more lengthy than those that Themis guys got. Another difference between Themis and Barbri courses is the number of reviews by professional lawyers, by professional examiners that you get. Here is an important thing to consider. So during the preparation for the bar exam, you will have to write a lot of essays and performance tests. So for example, I wrote 70 or 80 essays and about 10 performance tests. And how you assess whether you are going in the right direction is that you're comparing what you wrote with the sample answers that are provided on your commercial course. It is of help, but of course it's better when you receive a feedback from another person, especially from a person who is competent in this, and for example from a person who will review your essay on the bar exam itself. And this is the option that all commercial courses provide, but they provide different number of those reviews. So Barbri offered me only 5 reviews for essays and 1 review for performance test, while Themis offered 20 reviews of essays and performance tests. I don't know whether they offered 19 reviews of essays and 1 of performance test, or 20 of essays and 1 of performance test. But anyways, it's 4 times more than Barbri offered. And how it works, you write an essay and you submit it, and in 1 week or 2 weeks, so you receive a feedback and you receive a score which is comparable to that you will receive on the bar exam, it is of huge help. It is difficult to overestimate this. When I realized the difference between Barbri and Themis, I already paid for Barbri preparation course, and I'm very grateful to a professor who agreed to review my essays and to cover this difference in the number of reviews between Barbri and Themis. So if you do not have a person who will be willing to review your essays and performance tests, maybe consider taking Themis course. The important thing next about the preparation is that while the commercial course is a must, maybe you will need some additional resources. Do not take a lot of additional resources. It's better to focus on one and do everything that this one source requires. So for example, I did not order any paper books, any paper materials, because I'm a very online person, very electronic person, and I just use the materials that Barbri course provided to me. But there is one resource that is of great help, and it is Adaptibar platform. This is a platform which consists of, which includes the actual multiple choices from actual bar exams. So you receive a bank of those, and you will be able to understand what the bar examiners want from you on the second day of the examination. I had this resource and I used it. I did 1300 of multiple choices beyond those that I did during the commercial course. And I think that it helped me a lot, because during the second day, when I was already tired, I had this automatic skill how to do those multiple choices. So I really recommend you to buy access to Adaptibar platform. So we discussed the time thing, the resources you will need to study for California bar examination, and I will highlight several moments which are important for your preparation. The first one, start as early as possible. Again, talking about the time, it is about time you spend on doing those assignments. Start as early as possible, and it is very difficult to start. I know that. I was exhausted after final exams, and it was mentally challenging for me to push myself to this preparation process. Just open the first lecture, the first introductory lecture. Then they are telling you about the bar examination, that you will be good, that you will do this. This just blah 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 lecture, and you already, like, it's not really blah blah blah, but it really will set you to the right direction, and it will motivate you and show you that you will be good with that. Just start with some small steps. Another thing, make your outlines. I prepared outlines for all subjects based on the lectures that Barbri course provided. And after that, I had about 1 week to memorize everything, and I memorized all outlines that I prepared for each subject. So I think that I was successful in that because I used several sources of memory. First, I listened to what lecturers said, and second, I reproduced that knowledge. When I was rewarding that, I was typing it down. I will be happy to share my outlines if you reach out directly to me, but it is more for you to create your own outlines. So while you will be listening to the lectures, create your outlines. I really believe that it will be helpful for you. Another thing which is also important, start practicing legal writing and doing multiple choices as early as possible. I had a difficulty here because I like to have all knowledge structured, to understand everything, and then start applying that. But it couldn't work, no way, because we have 13 subjects on which are bar tested on the California bar examination, and of course the assignments that Barbri course started offering me concerned many subjects that I have not heard the lectures about, or I only started listening to lectures on those subjects, and I started receiving already the assignments on those subjects. It was quite challenging for me. Push yourself to doing the assignments, the writing assignments. Maybe you have not listened to the lectures, maybe you have listened but you do not remember the rule, but start doing the essay. Just remind yourself the rule, look at the rules, look at the outlines, read somewhere the rules, read this sample, and learn how to write. Because there's also a hint. If you do not remember the rule on the exam, you have to remember this, and I really recommend you have time for memorization of everything. But if you do not remember the rule, create it and just formulate this. It is not the best advice, but if you do not know what to do, just do this. And sometimes it works, and this shows the reason why it works. Shows that the most important skill is the legal writing, not you knowing all rules, but legal writing. So start practicing this as early as possible. Same with multiple choices. Of course, you need to have a rule in your mind which will guide you while you will be choosing the best option. But if you do not remember the rule, use logic and just try to do the multiple choices and to develop the skills based on this basic logic. But of course, try to remember the rules and everything. So what I wanted to tell is, of course, do memorization work, do outlines, try to understand and remember all rules. But if you do not, it is very important to develop the legal writing skill and the skill of doing multiple choices. The third thing that is also very important, which concerns performance test. Performance test is very expensive assignment because it is worth a lot of points, a lot of them. So you better do it very well. Excellent. And start practicing it as soon as possible, as early as possible. But there are two tips that I will give you about doing performance test. First, go to the library and look at the rules. Learn the rules, read about the rules, the cases, and the statutes that the examiners provide. And only then go to the factual things. So they either have interviews with someone or some memorandum with facts or something. So first learn the rules, type them down, and start thinking about how you will be able to arrange this. And only after that, go to the factual part. And the second thing, which really helped me, on the writing day, you will have, again, as I said, 6 hours and a half devoted to your writing tasks. First, you will have 3 hours when you will write 3 essays. Then you will have a break, like a lunch break, and then you will return and you will have 3 hours and a half for 2 essays and 1 performance test. And the order in which they give you tasks is essay 1, essay 2, essay 3, essay 4, essay 5, performance test. In the second session, after the lunch break, do reverse order. So do first the performance test and then the 4th and the 5th essays. It really helped me because with regard to essays, you already have all rules in your mind, in your brain, and you already memorized everything, or you will be able to create something, and you will deal with some quite like not easy, but some manageable fact pattern. But with regard to performance test, you will need to create a legal document, a good legal document, well-written legal document, logically structured legal document, and you will need some energy in your brain. So you will have to think, if put it simply, you will have to think. And when you are writing essays, you already have some skill and you can do it like automatically sometimes. So do the performance test first after the lunch break, and then finish with the fourth and fifth essays. But here, be very attentive and be careful, because like I almost made the mistake. Like I first did the performance test, and then I did fourth and fifth essays, and when I was reviewing before submitting, I realized that I wrote the performance test in the window for the fourth essay, and the fourth essay I did in the window for fifth essay, and the fifth essay I did in the window for the performance test. But I had time to mix them. The problem is that I'm not sure whether or like one examiner receives all tasks. Probably they assign the tasks to different examiners, and it would be like, even if you did everything perfectly excellent, you imagine that the examiner that will review your performance test, is assigned to review your performance test, will receive your fourth essay or like fifth essay, and you will lose points. I don't know, maybe they will score you 0 or something, and they also will feel sorry for you, but they will not be able to do anything because you just screw up. So do the performance test first, but be very careful about the window you are doing this performance test in. Last thing about multiple choices. You will not be allowed to have a phone, laptop, or any electronic device, or any electronic watch, but you will have to track your time. Again, it is very important. You will have 1 minute and 38 seconds for each multiple choice question, and you will have to track your time, because you will have 200 of those multiple choices. First, understand, create the schedule how you will have to do this, and buy the mechanical watch. You will have some calculation, if I remember correctly. The first session includes 100 multiple choices that you have to do during 3 hours. So you will have to do 50 multiple choices in 1 hour and a half. This means that you will have to do 25 multiple choices in 45 minutes. This means that in 20 minutes you have to do around 23 multiple choices, and so on. So you will have these thresholds. For example, half an hour I have to do 25 or 23 multiple choices. 1 hour I already have to do 45, 50 multiple choices, and so on. And I was tracking this very strictly, and I was holding myself very strictly to this timeline, and I really advise you do so too, because I also know cases when people just left their mechanical watch at home and they could not track their time, and they did not pass because of this. So consider that, and be mindful. I wish you luck with the California bar exam. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I really hope that this video was of help for you. Bye and good luck.